Hi everyone, it's Wellness Wednesday, and what did we talk about last week? We talked about what were some of the ways that we could check to see if we had high cholesterol, more proficiently have testing, right? So it's not just the plain lipid panel, it's an extended lipid panel. Like I talked about doing an NMR, Nancy Mary Robert, those are the NMR testing, and it really dives into the type of particles, the type of cholesterol you have. And so what do? I told you I'd come back on and we talk about that. So the first thing is not medication. If you've had a heart attack, we'll have a different conversation. If you have stents, we'll have a different conversation, or a stroke. But these are all the things I'm going to tell you about right now. Even if you have had those in the past, these are things I want you to be doing. So one, diet. Go figure, I'm going to talk about diet. But having a diet high in fiber and green leafy vegetables, those are things that we need. Those are things that help us reduce our insulin levels. And you probably didn't think I was going to go there, but carbohydrates, starches, those can actually lead to an elevated cholesterol level. So having a good healthy diet is going to be the first thing on the list. And increase your phytosterols. That's a fancy word. You can take a supplement. You can also just increase it in your diet. And so those are like your nuts and your legumes. 24 almonds are like 12 walnuts. Great way of getting some fiber, some omega, some phytosterols. So you can add those to your daily regimen. Portion is always important. So we talked about diet just now, exercise, cardiovascular exercise, go figure, it's going to be helpful. So, walking, getting a minimum of 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, that should be your baseline. And then on top of that, you can just add some weights, you can add a little more cardio, stretching. So just kind of have a base. So good nutrition, good exercise regimen. And then next, let's kind of get into the thick of things. What are things that I recommend for my patients? Healthy omegas, omega-3. Where you get it from makes a huge difference, you guys. So that if you're taking one that's oxidized, that's not, if it's tasting fishy, it's not working, it's oxidized, it's going to actually make things worse. So put good money towards supplements that make a difference, okay? So you want to look for a couple seals of approval. Are they sustainable? Where is the fish oil coming from? Okay, that's going to make a difference. So 2,000 or 2 grams to 4 grams, 4,000 milligrams are going to make a huge difference on your what's happening in your body. So an omega-3 is important. How about CoQ10, especially if you're taking a cholesterol medication? CoQ10 is important for our liver to function. Our liver takes care of our cholesterol levels. And so CoQ10 is something that's really important for our mitochondria, helpful for us in having healthy cholesterol levels. Remember, all cholesterol is not the devil. We need cholesterol to make hormones. We need cholesterol in our to function properly. We just don't want big, small, dense cholesterol. We don't want sticky cholesterol. We don't want elevated triglycerides. I won't go down that road with you. We can go in more deep detail with a panel that you do. But B3 or niacin, very helpful as well. Know that you want to pick one that's a slow release so you don't get flushing. Flushing is not a reaction of an allergic reaction. Flushing is kind of natural to happen. Now, if you get a big rash and it stays and trouble breathing, that's a different story. But flushing is very common with niacin. And so you can titrate it up slowly. You can get a slow release niacin to help out too. What else can you do? How about red yeast rice? Have you ever heard of that? This has the same ingredient that statins do, but you might tolerate it a little better. And who doesn't want to try something naturally first, right? And so those are some options that you can do. There are a couple other combinations of things that you can do for reducing your cholesterol naturally, and we can talk through some of those. Those are my most popular ones that I talk about. And then how about if you do have to go on a medication? Well, there are fibrates, fenofibrates, there is Zetia, and then there's the statins, and there's a few more, which I'm not going to go into because it's usually someone who's had a heart attack or a stroke, and stents and issues will go into those types of medications that are available. But, there are always ways of doing less medication, staying away from side effects. And so we can talk through that too. But a lot of us are afraid to have that conversation with our doctors and our healthcare team. And I want you to have tools that you can go in and say, are these some of the options that I can do? And recheck my numbers in 3 months, in 6 months. Give me a chance to see if I can get those numbers down. That's what I want to empower you to do, to activate your life, because whatever your panel is, if you get it today, it does not have to be the same numbers in 6 months. You have the power to change those. And so link arms with us, learn more, and know that you can reduce those numbers and decrease your chance of cardiovascular disease. So hopefully you've gotten a few quick little tidbits from me today. I've got a lot more, but we wanted to keep it quick. So anyway, have a great Wellness Wednesday. Bye-bye. See you next week.